Very pleased to be able to announce my first squad as England manager, and a very important one, of course, because it's a squad that's going to be going to the European Championships. I won't deny that it's not been an easy squad to put together, and it's taken a lot of thought and occupied a lot of my thinking time, but I'm pleased with the result. I'm pleased with the squad that I've eventually arrived at. I think it's a well-balanced squad. I think it's a squad which does take into account the fact that a lot of the players in the squad are players who have helped qualify England for this tournament and therefore deserve a chance to play in the final tournament. But I've also added, as you've seen, one or two players perhaps who are new to the squad and who may turn out to be very important players for me going forward. I'm also pleased to announce that Steven Gerrard will captain the team. In my opinion, he's the man who merits this award, if you like, or this distinction. I know him, of course, as a player. I know him as a person. I know how committed he is to the England cause, and he was delighted last night when I told him of my decision, and I shall be counting on him, of course, to help me as much as he possibly can to build the type of team unity and the type of environment that I think is going to be very necessary for us to thrive in an important tournament. So that's what I have to say on the subject, and it's now up to you, Nick.
Roy, hello.
Hello, Nick.
Hello. Obviously, we're going to talk about the 23 that are going to Poland and Ukraine, but could I just start by asking you about Rio Ferdinand and the reasons behind his omission, please?
Well, it's purely a footballing decision. I mean, Rio's a man that I both respect as a player and as a person. I don't know him well personally, but of course, like everyone in the room, I've seen enough of him over the years to realise what a fine football player he is and what a good person he is. But I had to make a footballing decision. I had to decide on the basis, basically, of what I've seen in recent months, and in particular influenced also to some extent by the fact that Rio hasn't played so much since the World Cup and has only played once for England in the last year. And on a footballing basis, I wanted people like Jones in the squad because he helps balance out for me at right back in the absence of Kyle Walker. So it's purely a footballing decision, and it was a hard phone call to make, of course, because you hate to disappoint people, but I can only hope that Rio can accept my decision and understand that it is based purely on football and nothing else.
Nothing to do with the sort of John Terry issue. You were talking
nothing.
In terms of sitting them both down at one stage, but you clearly didn't feel you needed to then.
Well, I've spoken to both of them, of course. So, I mean, I had to do that. And I left the decision to talk to both of them until after the final game of the season, because there may not have been a need to talk to either of them if there had been an injury or whatever. But in the last couple of days, I've spoken to both of them and explained to them, why I came to the decision.